There is a master there that can teach me old ways forgotten even by some of my own people.
Well, Sam, why don't we get you right with your god, and then we'll get ourselves right with the sword, and see if we can pick up any old friends along the way.
Yes.
And then see where the winds take us.
Yes. And if any heat should arise and we need to disappear for a little while, we have the perfect isolation point.
As long as I keep the door with me.
I spoke to the catfolk male that was serving drinks. He said that the plague has hit Grand Station as well, and that things are rather dicey there.
The winds that blow now are cold winds. My patron would prefer that we warm them up just a bit, I think.
I believe he mentioned that the slough was hit rather hard. Perhaps it would be best if you checked in on your loved ones.
I look around the room. They're all right.
That was funny.
Someone looks up Malcolm. Yeah.
Oh,
But true.
oh, Macronam loves you too, Pharisee and Pixel.
Oh, give us a big hug, Macronam.
Yeah, there's a big gooey, squishy hug. It's gross.
Go
Yeah,
for eating if you're hungry.
he was oozing because he was happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
I gotta stop this off.
Not that happy.
Ew, so sticky! Fucking Pixel trying to escape, but finally does. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, someone scratches him absent-mindedly. Even though there's like nowhere to scratch in the back.
Very well,
So-
so segue.
There's
We need to get back and
Besides-
get our eggs too.
besides religious reasons, it might be good for all of us to travel to my compound. Because despite my grandfather kind of making a lot of stuff up, I think he could actually advise us better than those tags. Because he is a real oracle.
The first place, no offense, son, the first place I suggest that we travel to, if you are interested in sharing in the bounty, which you have helped me acquire, is to the Citadel to drop off the murderous creature that we've got tied up in the back.
Works for me. Yeah, I'm not suggesting we go there first or last. I'm just saying all of us should go there. We shouldn't split up.
The Citadel is near the Grand Station itself. It should
Okay,
it should be a quick trip.
Yes.
Let's go there first.
Unless one of you comes down with something, then we should go to a temple.
How far is the Temple District from the station? Like the actual physical train station?
It's on the same level of Grand Station.
Yes, well, I suppose whatever is required once we land. If we have any trouble getting off the train, we should have flies and invisibilities in preparation in case we need to get off the same way we got on. I myself am ready to lie down, though. As you recall, this day started with us sneaking onto this blasted thing. Seems like a lifetime ago.
So
Literally, that's
Preparation.
wonderful.
I'm going to share on Twitch, and I can force you guys there. There's a map of Grand Station if you want to have a look.
Uh-huh.
Wonderful.
Oh wow, it's loading slowly. It's big.
The Grand Station, which is the name of the city, and also the Pearl, but there's also a station at the center of it.
Uh-huh.
The Temple District is here. The Citadel is here, right next to Grand Station. The lifts that go down to the slough are in this area. This is a single level. This is a lower level, and this is an upper level.
Is the slough like the lower level?
Yep, the whole slough borough is the lower level. It has different neighborhoods in it.
Gotcha.
Malbut's just hanging out there down in.
Down in Leviton? Oh, Melvin's dead.
Where's our house at?
The house is in Villa Malavella. It is off to the side. You kind of take an old side cart train line to basically here, and then
We can go
Villa
back
Malavella.
by Mockerdom's old house on the way to the Temple District.
In Eldritch Lane.
That place creeps me out.
There's the Arcanacrum where the mages are, Citadel, and you don't know what some of these other places are. You know at least that the Orazini Sword Academy, the fighting school, is basically somewhere on the same level as the Citadel. Trashfall is here.
That's a great place. I like that name.
It was one of their first adventures.
Oh, yeah.
It was the garbage adventure. It was such the shitty adventure, and then the garbage adventure. It was a very ignoble beginning.
Well, I think whatever is closest first, unless someone's sick, of course, and then proceed as we will. I suppose we should have a carriage ready for us, Zephyros. Unfortunately, it seems to be best suited for medium-sized creatures.
But you can pull it.
I don't suppose you have any other means of transport.
Neil, you're muted.
No, Zephyros is just—he's not muted. He's not sure how to react to the task of pulling it. He's many things, but he's a noble creature. So pulling, he's not unwilling to do it. It just doesn't come naturally.
Well, and it also actually does come with horses. So he doesn't have to.
There's
He
no,
can just drop by.
no need for you to pull it, but it may be a tight squeeze inside of one.
But we're all friends. So we'll want 6 feet between friends.
Sure, we'll pull it.
You don't have to. It comes with horses. You don't need to do it, man.
Why?
I was just joking.
But
Just follow behind.
I won't fit inside it, will I? Why
How
am I sounding Irish?
You'll fit on the roof.
Okay, I'll sit on the roof if I have to.
Myself, I'll just fly above it, I think.
Oh,
Yes.
well, they'll free up the space for it.
Yeah, if you sat on the bench in the front and some people sat on the roof and Zephyros climbed into the back, or you stick some of the small people with Zephyros in the back, that'll work. There's probably a way to make it work. You dream of carriages and trains and sickness and crying bloody tears. You guys go to bed that evening. I'm assuming you want to heal up for your hit points and get your spells the next day, given that you've done like 4 fights today.
Yeah.
It's been a long day since you guys boarded the train illegally and as stowaways and fought a daemon and the crazy Korid. Restless, fitful dreams.
We also just left that guy back in the cattle car, sleeping in his boxes. He's just gonna wake up. Oh, and our eggs are back there. We gotta go get them.
We do need the eggs.
Okay. Really early in the morning, Uguay gets up. He has healed 7 hit points, and he has only now 1 wisdom damage. He gets up to go check on his prisoner. Makranam has healed. He's a 4th level character, so he heals 8. San is fine. The Frilled Surprise is a 2nd level character, so he heals 4.
Could we go back to the Cactus Express now?
Yep.
Well, no, hold up. I did that roll for both Malchronom and Frill Surprise.
Yeah, they got double their level of hit points back.
But Frill Surprise had 8 damage? I thought that's 6.
Yeah, okay. We had 2. Right. Math. Okay. Yeah, there's some excitement and there's some commotion and there are a couple of guards and the Inquisitor that are walking down if you pop your head out. You notice the guards are opening up the doors and the Inquisitor isn't touching anything.
If they get close to my car, I will start coughing in there and make sure the door's locked.
Okay. They're knocking at your doors and they knock on Raraza and Ugue's door first. Is anyone sick in there?
Well,
I am feeling quite fine, thank you. You hear Raraza open up the door. Is anyone sick in there? This is knock on Son's door and Zephyrus' door. Gasparase as well.
We're good.
All fine. We quarantined early.
I think you would like to know that it appears that the doctor has suffered in his sleep and has perished.
Suffered how?
It
From the
looks,
disease?
Yeah, Son opens the door in response to that. The doctor's dead?
the doctor is indeed dead. It looks
He
like
was
he.
exposed to many ill patients. He died a hero, if so.
Is anybody else showing symptoms that weren't previously?
Yes. There's a lot of coughing going on at the front of the train at the moment.
Isolate those people. Well, I guess you know that. Well, are you okay?
Yes, I've gathered, and you notice he's got a handkerchief that you can tell he's perfumed it, but they weird ideas of medicine,
Right.
and like, yes, the doctor had an accident. Apparently, he died at his desk working.
A shame.
Sorry to hear that. Well, it's good that he managed to inoculate everybody.
Bloodveil spares no one, I
Seems-
suppose.
It seems like the inoculation wasn't very effective, though, if more people are coughing now.
We do have a bit of a problem. He waits for the guards to they continue on, kind of down the way. Go on ahead, go and check on the chief engineer.
Wait, I thought chief engineer was the other way. The senior engineer.
Yeah, go and check on the senior engineer. Excuse me, I am not a Turk employee, but apparently I have been required to take control of the situation.
Delightful. Do stay safe, though.
Chief engineer is found sick in his bed, coughing up blood. Apparently right now no one is driving this train.
Well, to be fair, don't trains just go on rails? I don't know much about trains.
To know
sorry.
when to stop.
You would think. However, as I was told in between coughs and having a conversation up in the hallway when someone is behind a closed door is difficult, but apparently there are some turns whereby you need to know how to speed this whole contraption up and slow it down. Else we might jump the rails and end up in the ether somewhere.
Well, we are already in the ether somewhere.
Can
you?
the senior engineer drive the train?
We're going to go and check on him. Let us hope that he is not sick.
Some nods, I guess. I mean, the whole time he's like, has his door open looking
Yep.
at the major.
Son is looking for symptoms on him.
Aside from a nice dose of arrogance and very very clean, he's holding up his handkerchief while he's talking. Yes. None of you are showing any symptoms. Do any of you have any mechanical experience? Any of you engineers?
I've studied.
Reptiles?
On occasion, I can make some lucky guesses, shall we say?
I'll pop my head out. Engineering, you say? I did some undergrad work there before my field service.
That makes you less qualified than someone with no qualifications.
He looks, he goes, yes, your race's penchant for tricking magic is renowned. No, this engine is a combination of engineering marvels as well as a magical contraption, as I understand it.
Well, we have a great deal of specialty in magic, but, good sir, am I to believe that you're asking us for assistance in operating this machine in these troubling times?
Not yet, but it might
Well.
come to this.
Is there a manual or any telecommunications with, well, maybe with headquarters or anywhere else, where someone might be able to instruct us what to do? I mean, you can't really become a train driver overnight.
There is a device that allows for short communication between stations. As I understand, it is some sort of sending spell limited to 25 words, once per day, there and back.
You should be able to locate the manual easily enough through magical means.
Yes.
If there is one.
If I understand the way I saw that dwarf drinking yesterday, that he might very well be too drunk to operate this machine.
Oh, I assure you, he's probably quite capable of operating this thing at any level of drunkenness.
I think a senior engineer drunk is a better resource than an undergrad engineer sober.
Alright, well, the Templar Major says, do not strain yourselves. You may very well have manuals for lunch.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
He
Au revoir.
sticks his handkerchief up to his nose and then goes off with the soldiers.
How do you like?
Pierce, how do you feel about driving trains?
Well, I suppose if it comes to it, it sounds like we may have to step up and take control of this operation.
Malkernom, can you drive?
Oh, I'm not sure what he was talking about.
Well, you're perfect for this task then.
Between all of us, we can locate the manual and figure out pieces together.
I know a little bit about engineering because you need to kind of know a little bit about engineering in order to make things like barrels and boxes and hinges and locks. Locks are hard though. They're very hard.
Well,
I have a plus 11 in engineering. Does that help?
Yeah, you're thinking a combination of engineering and magic. Sounds like knowledge arcana and knowledge engineering might help. Although there might even be, in a world like this, a specific skill called pilot or drive, which would allow you to drive or pilot things. These would be special skills that you'd have to get training for. But in lieu of that, use magic device may also work if you just take lucky guesses at different colored buttons and levers and things. So yeah, there may be some skills that your party has.
and I've watched Snakes in the Plane multiple times, and in the end, this exact
There's
scenario.
fucking snakes on this motherfucking train! I actually thought about snakes on a train as a plot. Maybe not this game.
Listen, if Samuel L. Jackson is aboard, we're safe.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Okay.
we have no chance.
You do notice that breakfast comes and the conductor is looking very like sheepish and white, like he's scared.
Is he showing symptoms?
He does not look sick. He does not have obvious symptoms. He doesn't stop to let you look him over or anything like that. But he's serving.
Someone just looks at him, gratefully accepts food and feeds it to Malkanom.
Right. What are you guys using for food yourselves?
We have trail rations, or at least that's what Son was using.
So
Yeah.
you're eating your own trail rations, okay? So you have these wonderful meals prepared for you, and you guys are eating like hardtack and lumbus bread. Okay.
I'm gonna eat some of the wonderful meals.
Okay. All
I can't help it. I think they're interesting.
right.
I'll pick at them and get some of the interesting bits out.
Bearsay has a wonderful breakfast of a big bowl of cream with blueberries and some like graham honey biscuits. Some squeezed juice of various varieties to wash it all down. Makarnam eats whatever you give him. He seems to have an endless supply of it. Uguay limits himself to the tea that is being served. He has his own rations as well. Morning turns to afternoon.
Marty,
Mhm.
so were we woken up by this? Were we able to get new spells?
Yep. Yeah, you guys prepared your new spells and.
So I thought we'd get a chance to talk about that. So here's the question. There are two spells called Diagnose Disease and Delay Disease, but they were in Paizo Ultimate Magic Book and Advanced Race Guide, respectively.
Yep. So every
use them.
every level, those are non-standard spells. Every level you can add 2 non-standard spells to the spells that you can prepare.
Okay, gotcha.
So you may want to learn those next time you level.
They're not. Okay, yeah, they're not.
Those are good spells for the predicament.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys aren't doing anything, morning turns to afternoon. The conductor returns with meals for afternoon tea, like basically an afternoon meal of soup, and some ribs.
Ribs, Son feeds to Frill Surprise. Everything else to Makanam.
Okay.
Oh,
One second.
this is the best trip ever.
Guys, you're enjoying yourself.
Hey, buddy.
Here, let me replace myself with a pug, and I'll be right back.
Awesome. Wild shape.
Marty, I'm going to log off in a moment as well. I
Okay.
can barely keep my eyes open. I'm just preparing my spells first.
Yep. Yeah, you guys eat. The end of so the first day was the exciting day. The second day, if you guys just isolate yourselves, it appears that no one's coming to bother you.
That's pretty cool.
I think I'm willing to do that. I want to get our eggs collected.
Okay.
And I want the train to not run off the rails.
Okay. Napping amongst the kibble is Branch. There are signs that he got up, ate some of the kibble, and went back to sleep.
Oh, nice. Branch. I forgot about Branch. I love that dude.
Okay, so you saw him when you collected your eggs, and Uguay has been doing a patrol back and forth to check on his prisoner. At what point are you venturing to the front of the train to, quote unquote, make sure that it doesn't go off the rails?
Oh, is that guy gonna come back and say, yeah, I need your help?
We've gone all the way to the evening of the second day. You guys have basically spent a day in your quarters, flipping through books, resting, eating your own trail rations.
Let's go now.
I
Okay?
suppose we should go investigate if this train is still running or not.
The train's still moving.
Running off the track? Shall we? I suppose I'll put a mage armor on myself since we're late in the day.
Okay. Is Zephyros going with them?
Yeah, Zephyrus will go with them.
What I missed?
We're going to check out the front of the train. Nobody's really come around. We're worried it's going to come off the tracks.
Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah, Son asks Supe, hey, have you, wait, where did the eggs come from while I was gone?
Pharisee went and fetched them.
Hey, Pharisee, did you see Branch while you were there?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we did.
How's he doing?
He's been doing fine, let's say. He's been able to find some food for himself. I think our friend Branch will make it to Grand Station after all.
That's cool. Well, let's not bother him. You know, he's not a druid after all. Yeah, Son joins the procession, I guess.
All right, guys, I'm gonna log off. Thank you.
Peregrination.
Get some sleep, Neil.
Have a good night, Neil.
Good night.
Enjoy.
Well, man.
You get to the car, the drink cart basically, for Coach, and you notice that Serathis is not there.
Huh. Son helps himself to a couple bottles.
Relatively bad news if the bartender is not there. That seems like a profession that's always in demand.
Yes, that is a bit concerning. And why did that gentleman never come back to give us an update on the conductor?
Right,
I
you
don't
find
know.
Serathis in the next.
Wait. I'm sorry, Marty.
Yeah.
So, after the Templar Major
Mhm.
spoke to us, which way did he go?
He went back to the caboose, and
He
then
went to the caboose, but
and
that's
then-
not where he came from originally.
no, he came from the front. They went to the caboose, and then later on, you saw them passing by your windows. They didn't
Okay,
stop
we
to
did.
talk with you,
Alright.
and they had the drunk dwarf with them.
Okay. Oh, they did
Make
have.
sure they're doing okay then.
Okay.
All right, you see Serathis in the next car. He's sitting alone. There is a bowl of soup in front of him, and he's wrapped in a blanket.
Feeling okay over there, Master Bartender?
It's nothing. I don't think.
Oh.
He sniffs a little bit.
Bit
It
of a
might be something.
The son comes up to him, looks him over, looks for bleeding eyes or shit like that.
Okay, his eyes are a little bit bloodshot, and there's some weird bruises on his neck.
Oh,
Does son? Okay.
I think
So-
some would know bruises are a symptom.
Well, that's the thing. Is like the player do not, but I feel like son would remember symptoms, and
Actually,
they are.
I don't know if there are bruises.
Your heal check is plus 16 or 14 without your heal kit. Taking 10 is a 24. Yeah, he's got the early stage of the blood veil.
Okay. Sounds like okay. Sorry, buddy. You have the disease. Let me escort you to some quarters. You shouldn't be here.
But I was inoculated.
No, you weren't. Or maybe the inoculation was ineffective. It clearly seems like a lot of people are getting sick, even though they're supposedly inoculated.
It was the blood that they made me clean up, wasn't it?
It made you clean up blood? Where?
I worked all night cleaning up blood. Lots of people at the front of the train are getting sick.
Were they all cleaning up blood? Oh, blood from them.
People were... They're sick, yes.
Yes, it might have been that. That sounds plausible.
I'm gonna die, aren't I?
We all are.
Not necessarily.
You all are! Oh, man.
We all are, and not necessarily. That's how we do.
Yeah, it's about the right response from us.
Okay, he kind of starts, like, sobbing quietly to himself over his soup.
Son, well, Son shouldn't contact him.
I'm making my
Yeah,
way the long way.
Everyone shuffles around far from him.
well, no. Son stops. Sounds like, okay, buddy, I shouldn't touch you because that might actually get me sick. But I will. So please follow me. I will be back later. I'll, try and help you. But right now we should isolate you in quarters. Please follow me.
Okay, where are you bringing him?
To one of the. Seems like there's a couple more like chambers.
Yeah, he shows you a sleeping cabin that is his.
He has one. Yeah, we follow him, lead him there. We tell him, okay, buddy, stay there.
Okay, it's a much smaller sleeping cabin than yours, but you go and isolate him, or you just send him to his cabin while the rest of you begin to move to the front.
Okay. That.
San eventually catches up. The wind sprinting down the trains. You can see the truck conductor. He's looking rather frazzled, and it looks like he is maintaining his sanity by cooking. There are way too many dishes that are in the mix for somebody's for the number of passengers that are here, and also there are way too many dishes you'd guess if anyone has any ranks in alchemy at once. Like he's running from one pot to another pan to another thing to stir a thing, to add a pinch of this, to do that, to knead the bread. He is in some sort of frantic mode.
Oh, cooking up a storm in here, I see.
Ah, yes. Getting ready for tomorrow.
For the arrival?
I figure that if they're sick, they still need to maintain their strength. Everyone must eat. They must eat their full.
Yes, that is a good plan. We shan't keep you from it. You're doing an excellent job, conductor.
Coffee. You're going to the front, right? The dwarf needs lots of coffee.
Oh, we are going to the front, and he'll be happy to take him some.
He goes up to the professor and stuffs 2 oven mitts on your hands, and then sticks a coffee pot into your...
Step back from him as he attempts to do anything. My good sir, please, hold on just one moment. I'll summon an unseen servant while I continue to step away from him.
Okay. The professor, allergic to anything physical, summons a creature, and like the creature eventually picks up the 2 oven mitts, so you know where the unseen servant is, and then it just grabs the coffee pot if that is what you're ordering to do.
Yeah, I'm just trying to not make physical contact with anybody.
Dwarves have voracious constitutions. He was able to imbibe quite a bit when Zarathis got sick. I think the dwarf attacked the drink cart. Yes, we'll need lots of coffee to keep him awake. We'll get to Grand Station. There's no coming off the rails here.
Ooh, well, that is interesting.
And while the conductor usually portrays an aura of control over the train, the conductor is basically a conductor of people. You realize that this man has no skill in driving and making this train go.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like if he's cooking, but yeah.
I guess we're going to continue up while delivering some coffee now.
Okay. He does not have any overt symptoms of the disease, although this is one way to make yourself tired.
Yes.
Yeah. Son stops him for a second. He like inspects him more closely.
Yes.
Like medical. I know a little bit about medicine. Let me look at you. If you're sick, you know everyone will be. Son attempts like a medical examination,
No,
not
it's-
stripping him.
I have been taking my tonics, is what he says.
Tonic?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell me, does this need salt?
And what does he do?
He sticks a wooden spoon into a pot, and there's a bit of like broth on the end of the spoon. He's getting you to try to taste it.
Yeah, I'm not tasting it.
Okay.
Son steps back, like no contact, looking more.
He kind of shrugs like he's kind of got off the deep end a little bit and slurps from the spoon. More salt, and then he's
If
hunting
you
around
think
for.
it needs salt, it probably needs salt. I trust your palate.
Yes. Do have yourself
In
to
these
some.
times, you must trust yourself.
Yes.
And definitely not us.
Yes. Feel free to nick a butter tart on your way out, dear.
Thank you.
Shall we be going then?
You can see these little crumbly, buttery tarts with like some sort of pecan raisin filling.
How delightful. Oh, maybe just one.
You're licking your fingers clean by the
This, by
time.
the way, is how I'm dealing with the plague in Seattle as well. So,
Right, just eating all sorts of stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
We'll say sugar may have re-entered Marty's diet. Fuck yeah, that's bad.
See this?
Yeah, chocolate? Yeah.
That's what I brought when I came back.
Okay, you notice that there are 4 angry-looking guards that are sitting at a table. They are not playing cards; they're hunched over and talking amongst themselves. You notice that this large half giant is looking rather like sweaty, and he's sitting there and he's like nodding off, and he's getting prodded by the
His
halflings.
knees are weak.
It-
Palms are heavy. Is there vomit in his sweater?
Already? Yeah.
Chad looks like, stay awake, and keeps on poking Bombus. Bombus looks very sick.
Oh, he looks like fuck him. Yeah, we keep going.
Okay, he's like nodding off. He may have it, or he may have stayed awake all night. Chad's looking at all of you as you're passing by.
I'll definitely do my best to maintain maximum distance from all of these people in this car while I pass.
Hey, these are the fuckers that saw the doctor last. 4 guards get up. Yeah, the stowaway saw the doctor. We're all gonna get sick because of you.
Oh, I hear the doctor's not feeling well.
We were the last ones that he was to see. And his instructions were clear that we should isolate ourselves and that he was quarantining himself. He was a hero.
You're the ones that brought the plague aboard. Everything was fine until you guys showed up.
I believe, technically speaking, it was that captain fellow was the first to fall ill on the train. What was his name? Deputy Marshal Dirk. He seems to be patient 0.
The halfling sitting at his table notices that the human guards are getting a little bit uppity. He notices that his own bodyguard is kind of like sleeping at the table. He slips underneath the table.
Don't be silly. We've had no blood.
Gentlemen,
coming
this
out.
is no time for violence. I assure you, things are dire enough as it is. Oh no, we lost Matt. Our person,
No
we
blood
need
at
to
all.
talk out through this.
Yeah, no, I can hear you, Matt.
Oh, I can't hear
Yeah,
Matt.
we lost the professor.
Uh,
Criminal glitch.
I know.
Wait,
I got all 4
Yeah,
of you.
so I can hear everyone and see Matt. Luke can't hear you. I can hear you and Luke, and you can't hear Luke, right?
yeah, I'm getting a lost connection from Matt.
I lost Luke's video.
Should I hang up and...
Yeah, we could try hanging up again. Let's only do one of you.
I'll go first?
Sure. invite him back to the call. Hey, Matt, did you get him back?
Yeah, got him.
Hey, all right.
Can you all hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. You're trying to calm them down, Pharisee?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy
Want to
check.
pick a fight with us?
Yeah. They seem like they're pissed off, and maybe their way of dealing with it is to reach down at the cudgels at their side and take their frustrations out on someone.
All right. There we go.
Yeah. Son walks towards them. He sees they're human. He hates them. He's like, guys, when we got on, and shortly after, we killed a fucking demon from wherever the fuck we are, ether. Like, do you really want to pick a fight? We have bigger fish to fry right now. And also, I hate you. So please, just let us through.
You think Pharisee kind of opened them up, and then you just sort of drove the dagger home. They stand off to the side, and you've convinced them at least that they shouldn't bring violence against those who've slayed demons. Plus, you've got a Fant with you, and you're a half giant, and Faye or Trixie, and they kind of grumble like.
Yeah, they've got enough to deal with.
Yep. You go to the next cart, and all you can hear from this cart when you open that first door is coughing and hacking from all the bedrooms.
I'll cast resistance on myself the whole way down because I got rid of my resistance item, but I do have the cantrip.
Okay. There are lots of people that have quarantined themselves or are lying in beds or are showing signs of the disease. There are a couple of guys that are eating soup, but it does look like they've got the blood veil.
Yeah, I'm gonna not touch anything. I'm gonna.
Right. Okay, you go down the way. Curiously, the door with the quarantine sign is open.
Close it.
Okay, well, you wander. Pharisee, it looks like it is in front. Pharisee sees sitting on the divan in the doctor's room, picking his nails with a nail filer, is the Major Temple, the Templar Major.
I'll just nod at him. We're going to check on the driving, make sure we don't go off the rails.
Ah, capital idea. I see that you and your band are very enterprising. And he looks over towards where the curtain is hiding the doctor's body.
We've been known to do a job for people in need. Do you wish to contract our skills? I'm pretty sure that's not what he's implying, but let's just turn the conversation.
Yeah.
Interesting. And what you call your little mercenary band?
Well, we're a bunch of jerks. Emeritus. You see.
A wide smile crosses his face. This man's no dullard. He might even think
You
this.
no doubt know the professor.
He might even think that this room.
King Chalmers III, Emeritus.
He might even think this room is the safest place to be at this point.
You might be right.
The Jerks Emeritus. I'll have to remember that one.
We look forward to seeing you again soon.
He smiles. The dwarf may need a.
You see, we're coming back this way after we go to the engine.
The dwarf may need a break. He's been at it for a long time.
We're bringing him coffee.
We can do some of the fine motor skill things for him, if he can direct us.
Please don't break the train.
Unless there's someone in the tracks.
We'll do our best.
I'm sure that the Transether Rail Company will appreciate your abilities. I, of course, am going to appreciate returning to Grand Station in one place. Especially after what you showed us lives out there, I don't want to take any detours.
No, definitely not. Would like to be safe and sound at home myself.
With the disease spreading as it is, we're in a bit of a hurry too.
Marty, did you say he was finding his nails?
Yep.
Son looks at his own nails. He's self-conscious.
Okay, your nails are, I don't know, long and dirty.
Damn.
Shall we continue?
You've been in the wilderness for a while, like, then you like jumped aboard a train. I don't think bathing was on the hike.
The
All
front,
right.
Have you seen the front car?
Yeah, you guys. He says the doors are unlocked. There are some strange rooms filled with weird magical machinery in this first compartment. In the second compartment, there seems to be all sorts of like very long and big equipment, metal wrenches and like bent crowbars with strange multifaceted heads, and there are some very small but well lived in quarters that look like they have personalities in them. Like as in, like there may be a regular crew that lives in these places, and there are posters and personal effects that are just left in the train. You can
Is
hear
there a Pink Floyd poster?
there is a poster of some sort of trio of what look like singing tieflings.
Nice.
They are well endowed.
As in,
They are shapely female singers, 3 of them.
oh,
And it's sort of like it's actually an advertisement for this particular trio's singing.
Until you said that, I assumed they were male. And when you said well endowed, I had a very different mental image.
I see. You get to a very secure door, but it looks like it is jammed open. And standing at this strange helm, and I'm going to draw the helm in there, even though it's not part of the original map.
Nice.
Oh. Okay, there we go.
It has an assortment of strange buttons and levers, and there seems to be like a weird glass basin where you could actually see the train outside, even though you are deep within the train itself. There is some strange, whirring, magical, like, you're not even sure how it's not even a moving part. Like, it's moving parts, but part of the gearworks of things that are turning around in this lightning storm are free floating and seem to be going out of the train and kind of around, like it is generating some sort of power. The flickering of the electricity, you probably don't want to stand in the middle of that confluence of energy.
Should have brought Frill Surprise.
You're like, he might like this. There are physical blocks, like these things. Picture a whole circle of them. that are going through slits perfectly, holes through the side, and kind of going outside the train and probably coming back around. This might be not only the forward motion, but the thing that generates the track as well.
Oh, it's a marvelous machine. Can we enter into the room?
Yeah, you enter into the room, you notice that, he was fucking sitting down and napping.
Some coffee for you, a good dwarf. Pleasure to meet you again.
my head is just fucking killing me. What time is it?
I'm not sure. Perhaps someone could help you with the headache, though. I'll start immediately.
He takes out this silver pocket watch that has a broken glass, not totally shattered, but like a big crack down the middle of it. He's like,
Right, twice a time. 2 times per day.
I'll have the unseen servant start pouring and serving him some coffee while I start examining
Hey,
everything.
kind of spooky there. Thanks. You got another barrel of it? Or you got anything to spice it up a little bit?
I think we have some of both, yes.
Sam pulls out the whiskey that, what's his face, the Puma gave him.
Yep.
Or Catfolk, and, pours, like, a little bit in there.
I'll say when.
Fair enough. Fuck it.
see, he lets it kind of go all the way to the top, but he's sort of shaking that he spills a little bit into the little tea dish, and he's like slurping it up.
Oh, that's the stuff. It's the spot there. So, old man apparently has been sick for a while, transporting people back and forth. I don't think the chief engineer is going to be chiefing any longer, if you catch my drift.
Yes, quite a lot of problems on board.
Maybe I'll finally become chief.
Well, certainly seems like there's a job opening. Say, can you not sleep for 3 days?
No, normally there's sort of a shift. Although that bastard, that sick old bastard's got something. He'd only need like 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night.
Oh.
Right. Say, if he were to go to sleep, we can take a shift from you, let you sleep a little bit. Would you be willing to show us, like, what buttons to push?
Yeah. Here's your accelerator and deaccelerator, and here's your left, your leeward stabilizer. Here is your right stabilizer. That's right, right, yeah. Port aft,
and starboard.
starboard. Yeah, that's the word. Sorry, I know it all in Dwarven. It's sort of hard to get out. Don't worry, you'll be fine. She practically drives herself.
I'll take notes while he explains this, and I'll begin a thorough examination of this.
He is not professor quality. This is barely like a grade school lesson.
Yeah, I think
Someone said there were a couple turns where we need to make a turn or slow down or something.
Oh yeah, you don't know the map?
Not at all. Is there a map? This is Ether. There's a map in Ether?
Well, yeah, the train line goes a particular way.
Okay. How,
You might end up in a different pearl if you left the track. Well, you can't really leave the track, but I suppose that's what they're all worried about. That lesson was probably 30 years ago, though. So.
Is there a map we can look at?
I got one in the caboose. The old man has done this.
Yes, he's done it quite a few times, going back and forth.
Yeah, Ugrain. Ugrain's his name. Chief engineer. He sleeps right behind where the elephant man is staying.
is he alive?
Good.
I I don't know. He was coughing up a storm yesterday, and the doc told me that you got to stay away from the people that are coughing.
Not wrong.
Don't worry, I just poured whiskey all over this stuff. Probably killed whatever was on it.
That's a human whiskey, so probably not. Dwarven probably would.
I see.
Yeah, I watched the Discovery Channel episode about that. They say it needs to be 70%. The shit's
Well-
over 40.
Well, anyways, I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna go hit the hay. You guys got it. Come get me when we're getting near a station. You probably need an experienced hand to slow this thing down when you get to the tricky tracks. You know, the actual tracks, the clickety-clacks.
Off you go, bro.
Yeah.
When it starts clickety-clacking and we go through the barrier, you probably want to wake me up.
Wait, in that order?
Yeah, plenty of time. If I hear it, I'll come, but you probably have to wake me up. I've been up for like 2 days straight.
How long will it be?
Tomorrow?
Okay. Good night, buddy.
You could just stay in one of these quarters here for the time being in case we need you in a hurry.
Why?
Motioning to one of these doors.
Well, that's where the other people stay.
Well, I don't believe they'll be needing their quarters for the next day or so. Seems you're the only one qualified to drive this train at the moment. I don't know if you quite realize the severity of that, Master Dwarf. Our life is resting in your, let's say,
Well, I guess I could stay in the chief apprentice's quarters. Chief's apprentice isn't here right now on account of, like not many people are working right now.
Is that in this car?
Yes, right behind where the Fey Lady is.
Yes, well, that would be, I think...
Of course, I gotta go feed my dog, and I gotta go get a few things.
And you notice he's staring at the bottle of whiskey when he's saying, "Get a few things."
I think we can get you some whiskey and fetch your dog.
Son hands him a bottle and walks along with him. And is like, hey, I'll walk you down.
Okay, so you're making sure that he comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mostly I'm following him to see where exactly he's going.
That seems sensible.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down at the controls while he leaves and start trying to figure this out.
Yeah, you can see all sorts of controls. You got the gist of it, I guess, and you can see that there's just straight track ahead of you. Like you could see into the ethereal. It's pretty spooky because it's like the track is appearing just in time, and you're kind of looking out into the void constantly. And then every once in a while, every couple of miles, there's this ring that you go through, and that's the thing that makes the repetitive sound. Like there are these rings left behind in the ethereal that mark the way. You don't.
How fast is the train going?
Quite fast. Probably. It's hard to tell, but 100 miles an hour, maybe.
I'll start labeling the ones that he pointed out so that in a pinch any of us could look down at these controls and know the general ones.
Okay.
Are you labeling them in fucking plain English, common, or in...
Oh yeah, I'll just write common notes and put them around here.
Okay.
And
Mockernum provides the glue to stick anything to consoles or to he just licks whatever the back of the paper and it sticks. All right, you do that. You wait sort of an hour. You're just sort of like, okay, the train's sort of driving itself, but then you see there's a gradual turn ahead.
So I'll pull out my page-bound Epiphany book and ask it, how do I slow this train down to make a turn?
Okay, so how long does it take to cast Page-Bound Epiphany?
It's a quick one.
But how long do you have to study the...
Rounds?
Okay, so the professor's like, oh no, there's a turn coming, and he retreats to his book, and then it starts to flood with, operation manuals. Meanwhile, are you doing anything with the gradual turn?
We should probably start to slow down.
You're like, I need to slow down, oh god! And so you're taking rounds, and then Farisay looks like she's near the console.
Yeah.
You look at some of the buttons.
Yeah. If I'm just going to kind of study it, and if the time comes where we got to do something, I'll be prepared to.
How many rounds does it take to study your page mount epiphany?
I could take up to 1 round per caster level. I'll try and fit in as many that I think before it's too late.
Okay.
I don't know, like how close.
It's cutting it close, so it looks like you've got 6 rounds before the turn comes. Like it's actually kind of showing you a little bit ahead, sort of thing, or like you see this gradual turn. Pharisee, you're taking the helm.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can figure out from an engineering standpoint what different things do. Very, very, very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Some should be pretty labeled for you.
Yep.
Um,
There are some suspicious levers and like really big red levers and buttons that look. Well, you're not sure. There's lots of gauges too. It's
36.
So 36. So you're rushing to like. Are you pushing Pharisee out of the way, or are you aiding her in her check? She's studying the thing, and you know how to slow this thing down.
Oh, as soon as I find out how to slow it down, I'm either gonna push her out of the way or yell to her, "It's that one!" Whatever's closer.
Okay.
You do it, Professor.
Yeah, I will jump in front of it and try and like slow the train down to make the turn.
Okay. So yeah, you found that there's several ways to slow down the train. Some more aggressive than others. There is an emergency stop lever as well.
I don't want to do that.
Give me a use magic device, a knowledge engineering, or a knowledge arcana. And if you have 5 ranks in any of those other skills, you gain a +2 synergy bonus. You also gain your bonus from your spell on this.
It was engineering, arcana, or UMD.
Mm-hmm.
I will do UMD, and I got a +6 from that as well.
Okay, the gentle corner DC is 15. Although it is a magic item that you're tricking with the UMD, so give me a second.
38 will be.
Okay, you are making the magic item do sort of what you want, and the train begins to slow down, and you can see that you guys are taking the corner without too much issue.
I will desperately, in like a jumble of words, try to, on 1.5 to 2 speed, regurgitate my lecture on everything I just learned. Like a college student cramming for finals, you will hear.
Okay, there's sort of a brain dump. Pharisee, do you have ranks in UMD?
I do. I've
Okay.
got 7 ranks in UMD.
So you picked up, you know where the emergency stop lever is. Like it's
Alright.
it's this big sort of thing, you kind of click it in and push a button and pull it all the way back, and you're pretty sure that makes the train like stop no matter what condition the train is in.
Good to know. I'll just man this just in case.
All right, so you picked up on how that worked from the professor's litany, and he's now like pushing buttons and actually doing a good job at optimizing the slowdown.
Very nice, Professor.
This is a magic item, or at least part of it is. It's an elaborate one that instead of command words, they've turned it into actual physical like manipulations, so that somebody technically who doesn't have magic could be taught how to move this thing. Like, it is an amazing sense of engineering. What you're not clear on, however, is what powers this thing.
I don't think I'm probably thinking too much about that at the moment.
Quite impressive. Are there any floor panels?
There are panels along the floor, yeah.
I'll see if any of them can be lifted, since the professor looks like he has this well in hand.
Yep.
I'll be talking back and forth to Zephyros as well.
Okay.
That's an
you find some compartments where there may be spare parts and actually some old manuals, which might come in handy. The compartment you are looking for, however, seems to be at the nose of the train. It looks very similar to the locked compartments that had the ward stones in them. And there is a ward stone, which you assume is a ward stone compartment. I'm going to draw it way over here. It is on the other side of this electrical weird circle. It does look like you could walk directly in the middle between this electrical storm and all these big moving parts. You probably want to tuck your wings in if you do that.
Yeah, I'll see if we really need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, you might get singed a little bit, but good thing you're small. You're pretty sure that, yeah, that's intended as a walkway in the middle.
Interesting.
You may not be wanting to take any of the sharp turns, if there are any, while standing in the middle of that.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I'll spell recall page-bound epiphany
Okay.
as a...
Do you have control of this, Sisyphus?
For the moment, but I'm going to need a hand, I think.
We are 24 hours away from station.
Oh boy, is there any more of that coffee?
Sorry, 26.
Oh, well, that's good.
The conductor didn't need to sleep very often. Or the driver. Do you think that's magic?
Probably crystal meth.
It's
Drugs. Just decades of drug use.
Meth crystals. That sounds magical.
Sounds perfect.
The crystals of meth, the legendary.
Tell Dave.
From Western Virginia, I imagine?
The dark meth crystal. Funny.
There's a lot about those sketches. After we're through this turn, you should maybe ask
the sketchies. I'm sure there's a whole parody that we can do with the dark meth crystal. Or the dark crystal meth. There we go. The dark crystal meth. Perfect. I'm actually going to write that down because that's pretty funny.
Oh, Lord.
There are some magics that could help with such things.
Perhaps we can find something in the corridors behind us where this gentleman is likely deceased. I don't hear him anymore.
He said he was sick, but Mocker-Nom is immune to this disease.
Perhaps you could go search his room and look about for magical items that could help us stay awake.
Yes, see, wearing any rings or necklaces or things like that.
Okay, but if I take it from him, someone's gonna have to tell me if it's for eating or for keeping.
Keeping eventually, but we may need it at the moment.
Okay.
In fact, if you bring us also some things that you would enjoy eating, if they're not useful to us, you can eat them.
Oh, okay. But you need to tell me which ones are useful or not. You need to tell me whether they're for keeping or for eating.
Let's say that all of the things that you go in and get on your own, I can stand at the door and point at things.
Oh, yes.
How about that?
That would be super helpful because I need to know if they're for eating or for keeping.
Understood.
Okay.
Yes, good.
I'll go in there, though. All right.
And you little pseudopod goes up and jiggles with the door handle and opens it up.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's a unconscious old man. It looks like he's kind of spewed up a little bit of really dark substance. He's very stiff-looking, lying in his cot, and it appears that the chief engineer is no more of this world.
Congratulations, Jones. You're now the chief engineer.
There is a chief engineer's hat and a vest that is hanging on a hook. There are some soiled clothes kind of spread throughout the room. It looked like he had a hard time getting his boots off. He's got one boot off and one boot on. Oh, Makanam's looking at the boot.
Good news, Professor. He's no longer dying of the blood plague.
Oh. He does have what looks like a shiny... He's got a small ring on his finger. It's a silver ring. It is on the wedding finger. You do notice...
Finger?
Yeah, left hand...
Oh, right. Gotcha.
I will detect magic,
Okay.
because I think I got a radius on that that'll cover this room. And then I'll spend a few rounds picking out targets.
His silver ring is not magical. It is likely his wedding ring. However, the gold amulet he has around his neck that has got the... it's almost like a sideways look of a train and some symbols and some symbols on it. It looks like a Turk piece of
Yes.
part of his earned when he became chief engineer, maybe. That he has around his neck, and it's kind of like off to the side, but it's definitely magical, and it is radiating. It is radiating minor conjuration.
So this is like several hours since myself and Jopus left. Like, where are we this whole time?
Yeah, so you go back with Jopus. Jopus just prattles on. He collects up some of his bottles. You feed his dog. He sits down. He starts napping. You have to wake him up, and then you kind of prod him all the way back to the front of the train. So, he stops off and gets something to eat, and then drinks more. He drinks more coffee, and then you help him with his dog come all the way to the front of the train. This wasn't quite several hours since you left. Like, they did the thing on the train, and then they did some searching. They encountered that churn. So you're not quite back yet. Farisay. Yeah, Makernam is just grabbing the amulet off the guy's head.
Yes, Makernam, the amulet is for keeping.
Oh, okay, I'll keep it for you.
The hat is for keeping.
Okay, it's a nice hat. A hat's sort of like a container for a head.
Indeed. What else have we got here? Are there any books? Are there any sort of non-magical clothing that doesn't have many pockets?
No, but there is a little box by his end table that has a bit of magic light peeking out from under it.
The box is for keeping. Are the boots magical?
The boots are not, no.
The boots are for eating.
Okay, yeah.
And then he eats the other boot off of the guy's foot, and then he like chews for a moment and then spits out a sock because the sock was not for eating or keeping.
There we go.
If you wish, you may eat the socks as well. The socks are for eating.
Oh. All right. There is a strong divination coming from the box that he just ate.
Interesting. We'll definitely want that.
Oh,
Perhaps a compass.
anything else?
Are there any books?
He does have a small book that was underneath the box. It's almost like a prayer book.
The book is for keeping. Let's see if are there any maps, anything like that.
Nope.
Let's see. His pillow. That's for eating.
Okay.
And then an errant feather. He kind of.
Are you hungry, Makronov?
Akronom's never full.
That's a good point. All right. I think those are some wonderful treats. What is there anything under the bed? Under the mattress?
No. Under the bed. Yeah, there's a small box down here. I like boxes.
And he kind of pulls it out.
Hey, it's unlocked.
You see a whittling kit.
How very nice.
We'll call it a masterwork whittling kit, and it looks like this man. Are those wands? There's a bundle of what look like 12 wooden wands tied together, and one looks like it's in the middle of being crafted.
The contents of that box, the wands,
Yeah.
that bundle of sticks,
Yeah.
and the whittling kit, those are for keeping.
Okay.
The box is for eating, if you wish. Learn all you can about it.
Yeah, it could fit. Can I study it first?
Yes, you may.
Okay, Makronam rubs up against it, looks at it, climbs inside of it, and turns it over, and kind of like oozes itself all over the box.
Okay, I know you.
You don't have to eat it if you don't want to.
Yeah, I kind of like the box.
It's good.
Okay, Makronam gets inside the box and kind of like scooches along the ground in the box when he leaves this place. I'm also going to add to his character sheet that he has touched diseased things now 5 times.
Ah, yes. Good. Seems fair.
At the top of the sheet, I'm going to go disease contacts. 5.
All right, and then let me add on the things.
Oh, that was fun. Can we go and take and eat and store stuff from the other dead people?
In a bit. But not right now. Right now, we have to drive the train.
All right, Son, the very tired dwarf, and a dog.
They're taking a go. Yeah, good job.
The dwarf doesn't even.
If we're not dead yet, they're doing a good job.
His head barely hits a pillow, and he gets up and picks up what looks like somebody's old rag doll and chucks it across the room. And
Stupid kid.
dog goes and starts chewing on the rag doll.
Good doggy. Good dog.
And then he just passes out.
All right, we're going to.
By the way, like when he was still there, Son would take a look at the dog's like eyes and inspect the dog carefully medically, like doesn't have any symptoms.
Dog's fine unless I roll a 1. Nope, dog's fine. Dog's pretty friendly. It's been time you paid attention to it. Rover Rufus just licks you a bunch and.
Matt, what was Ferris idea?
Oh, we're going to take out from Makronam the box that contained the divination magic,
Yep.
the conductor's hat, and the magic necklace with train symbols.
Okay.
When Son sees that, he's like, "What's that from?"
They were for keeping. Now they're Pharisees.
They were from the chief engineer's quarters. One of these things perhaps is what keeps him awake. Another, perhaps, gives him some insight into where to go.
Did you find the map? I'd like to know if there's another train your turn coming up.
The professor's like
sweating
white knuckling. Like, do you remember the first time you drove a car where you're like trying to pay attention to everything and not just sort of like letting it happen? Like, yeah. You are white knuckled at the controls and kind of freaking out, and it's just going in a straight line.
I don't do that.
You see a ring, you're like, oh, it's not going to hit us. Okay, we went into the ring, all right. All right.
It's like that.
Wait, so did you just take it from the chief engineer?
Yes.
No, I took it for keeping, and now I just gave it to Pharisee.
But
Yes.
he's sick. You can get sick.
No.
Oh, no, he's not sick anymore, Sam.
Did he get
He's
better?
dead.
Oh, he's dead. Well, he was sick, so I mean.
Oh, yes.
But it's really dangerous to touch these things.
Well, yes, don't touch them then.
Don't worry,
let's
I'm immune.
examine them from a distance. I haven't touched them yet.
But I thought. But
said that
Mokran just said
Mokran
he
is
gave
immune.
them to you.
Oh, they're on the floor right here.
Oh, okay.
You can see that they're kind of wet. You don't know if Makronam licked them clean.
Bobby and regurgitated them on my behalf.
The map would be very helpful back there. Anyone? Can you all hear me?
Oh, yes, Professor. Do you have anything for keeping or eating?
Just would like to see the map, please.
We can.
You're going straight. You're doing great.
I don't have any maps.
While Son was there, I guess I thought there would be some
I'm
role
not
playing.
keeping any maps for you, Professor.
While Son was back there back in the caboose, he would have asked if there was a map. I thought there would be some role playing. That's why I didn't ask earlier.
Sorry, you hadn't brought him awake. He seemed to be more interested in drink and coffee. And then he said the map is in the chief's engineer's head. Like, we all know the route.
Gotcha. That's helpful. Yeah, I nod and like.
You know, it would save anyone from trying to take over the train because it'd be too dangerous. It's information's.
Oh, that's helpful.
Let's take this little box. It contains some strong divination magic.
Yep.
Let's crack this box open.
Okay, the box has some strange figure carved on the top of it.
Ah.
It looks like sort of like a robed man pointing, and he's got a crown of what look like iron stones around his head.
Interesting.
Religion check.
Knowledge religion?
Yeah.
How about Arcana?
Arcana? Yep.
17 religion.
You recognize the god's name. His name is Ayun. He is the creator of Ayun stones, and he's a strange god of wizardry that came from beyond.
26 on Knowledge Arcana.
There's no Arcana on the box, but definitely this is a patron of wizards or arcane magic.
Yeah.
The
Is
box.
the box locked?
Nope.
Can I flip it open with a dagger?
Yeah, you flip it open, and you can see sitting inside a little nook is a dark blue gemstone.
Whoa.
I think this is probably an Ioun stone.
It's about the size of a D8.
Let's play with it with a dagger and get a good look at it.
Okay.
Without touching it and see.
When
if
you
I
kind
can
of
get
tap it with a dagger, it's like floating inside of the darkness of the D8. A little eye opens,
Ah.
and the eye's sort of like looking around. And then it slowly goes to sleep again when you stop poking it.
It wants to tell us things, I think.
You just woke it up. How do you know what it wants?
Well, it just looks curious.
Oh, is that for eating or for keeping?
Oh, I think I'm going to keep this one, or one of our friends here. Let me detect magic and spellcrafting.
Okay.
I'd like to see what this thing might be.
Yeah, the DC for spellcraft is pretty high. The DC is 15 plus. The DC is 27.
Let's see if we can get lucky on this. Nope, 23.
Okay, it is strong divination magic.
It's strong divination, which is knowing things, and if you want to know things, perhaps this is what would tell you. This necklace. Senior engineer, I believe this necklace is now yours.
He's in deep sleep.
Shall we take a quick look at it here? Yes, right, of course. I'll flip it over with a dagger a couple of times while detecting magic on it and see if I can figure out what it might do.
Yep.
It's something from the ether rails. Train motif. Perhaps it helps one drive. Perhaps it's a symbol of station.
That would be very helpful.
This one's DC 20. No, yeah, that's right. Math, yes.
Alright, I'm at plus 15. Nope.
What's going on?
Because the Theorus right beside you, it could aid you. They didn't help on that first one, but on the second one, you're able to puzzle.
I'm sure he would want to.
Yeah, you're able to puzzle it together that the amulet acts like a ring.
Just barely.
Acts as a ring of sustenance, but it's an amulet slot.
Oh, this is what keeps the engineer awake. It's a amulet of sustenance.
The ring refreshes the
Reducing
body.
need to sleep.
The ring refreshes the body and mind. Its wearer only needs to sleep 2 hours per day to gain the benefits of 8 hours of sleep.
I think, though, that you might need to wear it for a while.
It must be worn for a full week before it begins to work.
Ooh, that's
Yes,
not very helpful right now.
Well,
No, I'm
even if
afraid
it
not.
was, like, putting on right now would be very dangerous. We need
Let's
to
set it
take it
aside.
to
What else? The hat. Is the hat magical?
No, it's just it's got probably the chief engineer's symbol on it. It looks different from the other people's hats you've seen. Like there's some.
Yeah, we can get
there's
this to
some-
the senior engineer then.
Like the chief engineer, it's got some like number of stars on it that.
I'll pick it up with a dagger, take it into the or the senior engineer's room, and set it on a side table.
Yeah, he's passed out. The dog kind of opens but a droopy eye, but they're both of them are sleeping.
Well, Professor, you might want to take a look at that Ioun stone and see if you can figure out if it helps us for anything.
Oh, I suppose I could take my eyes off the tracks for a few moments.
Show me how it's done, and I'll stick around and watch for a bit.
I'll spend some time sharing a bit more slowly this time what I've learned about the controls and adding labels that may need added or updated as I understand it.
Seems like most of the time you can just let it go, so that's good.
Someone thinks that this is a good time to start smoking. It's been a while.
stuffing, rolling your cigarette, and Makronam's just watching you.
Oh, for eating. Oh.
And then I will do an identify.
Sure.
And I will examine this Ioun stone. Alright, let's see what we got here.
Oh, you adjust your spectacles and use an identify for plus 10.
Yes.
DC 27.
Yay, don't roll a 1. 41.
Alright, this is a dark blue rhomboid Ioun stone. It provides the user of the Ioun stone the alertness feat.
Matt, are you riding? No,
I am, yeah.
the alertness.
Alertness is plus 2. +2 to sense motive and perception, and if you have 10 ranks, that becomes a +4. It does not stack with the alertness that you guys get for having animal companions, though.
Yeah.
I'll share this with them as well.
Oh, but alertness does stack with other items that give you competence bonus, because alertness is just a bonus. Like, it's an unnamed bonus, so it stacks with other things. And yeah, you know that basically you need to touch the iron stone and it'll float around your head.
That's minimal contact to get it going. If anyone's not already provided with the benefits of a second set of eyes.
I myself have the crawling hand, no eyes necessarily, but the same.
Yes. A bit creepy. Zephyros, I think, does not, right?
Zephyros, he's got the third eye.
Matching bond. Oh, that's true. That might give him that.
I don't think that gives him alertness, but this is not an eye slot, so he could wear it, and so could Son.
Son.
Yeah, it's lotless essentially. So,
Mm-hmm.
yes, anyone who wishes to touch it once can have it.
Oh, it's pretty.
Markram, you want to touch it?
No, I already ate it. Well, for keeping. It's supposed to flout around your head.
Do you have a head?
Oh, not sure. It's a holy thing, though. And you're going to become a pranger. You should wear it.
No, I'm not wearing it yet. No.
Well, here, I'll clean it off.
Sean checks the CDC guidelines for antiseptic via.
It's just this big tub came out of the bag and licked the ironstone clean. I'm just going to add another contact to Mockernom's count.
Yeah, no, too dangerous. Mockernom, take it for keeping for now. I'll take it later, but we need to take it to a temple first.
Okay, for keeping.
Just sort of quickly disappears. It's not a very big thing. We'll mark down, or somebody should mark down on Mockernom that he's keeping for Son the dark blue rhomboid ironstone.
I'll go ahead and do that.
Cool.
I can just copy that from.
Does Balamut give me alertness or like that bonus?
I don't think animal companions give it to you because you've got an empathy link. I don't think the mental link for familiars is stronger. Give me a second.
Hello there, Jasper.
No, I don't see it coming up on that page, so I don't think you do. Alertness would just give you pluses to perception and sense motive, which tends to be handy for people that are already very strong in perception. You either do one of two things: you give it to the weakest so that they can keep up, or you give it to the strongest so they can just tilt.
Perceive bot.
Right, I see everything.
That's why I'm wearing goggles or eyes of the eagle, I think.
Yeah.
To boost my already quite high perception.
I've just given up on perception.
The old man can't see very well. It's like, why did you say?
You guys gotta let me know.
Come closer. The hand's pointing. You're like, what? The hand's crawling around like invisibly on the command console and helping you push buttons and like kind of manage things. Okay, so you robbed or relieved the dead engineer of some choice items. Mockernam's holding a lot of
Ensuring
them.
his body can return safely home.
Yep. And you guys are in command of the train itself. I think as the day turns into evening, Pharisee and Professor share the duties of driving the train.
I think, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll say that there's one major turn left. One is the Professor, two is Pharisee. Professor, you are. The rest of them are kind of like, I don't know, like at the back of the train waiting. You are in command.
Well, I don't know that we would leave the.
For the next 26 hours, you guys are just spending time up there?
I think Son would, yeah, like just park in a corner, smoke. Eventually, I'm guessing the ventilation's not very good, so eventually, like, it would get to the Professor.
As soon as I see the turn, I send the unseen servant to knock on the door, and I yell, "Turn!" And I'm having the unseen servant try and rouse this guy from his slumber.
Yep.
I will pull out my book and try and glance at my notes again, cast a spell, glance at the notes, and try and do this turn again.
I'm trying to find Ugwe. Where is Ugwe? Oh, there he is. So Ugwe eventually found out you guys were up at the train driving, and he's going to guard the train from any of the sickos from coming in. Yeah, this turn is DC 22. It seems to be the final turn. It is near dawn. You can see this weird light ahead, and like this big gray mass kind of into the ether of one of the portholes. But you see the turn kind of being represented on this strange view screen in front of you. The Professor yells, "Turn!" Are you taking? You've got, let's see, 2d4 rounds of warning. You've got 3 rounds of warning before the turn actually happens.
I'll run up then and
Okay.
make sure that I'm present.
All right.
Yep.
I will.
This situation requires me. I can stand here and not help.
You seem to be approaching the turn pretty goddamn quick.
I will cast Pagebound Epiphany and spend 2 rounds studying it. Hopefully Pharisee is helping me study the book on how best to handle this turn.
Okay.
I'll assist you for 2 rounds, and then I'm going to just take a look at the console with my and see if my bardic knowledge kicks in.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend the 2 rounds, and then on the 3rd round attempt to act. Hopefully, I guess I'm engineering. Question how to best handle this turn.
Yep.
Does the smoke in the air help them?
Yeah.
Do I get?
Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't. It makes you feel more authentic somehow.
Do I get +2 from Pharisee aiding on the engineering check?
I'm happy to help you out on that, and I think. Let me take a look at this. I believe I auto aid on all knowledge checks because I got a +9 on trained.
It's time to slow down, but the danger is if this is the final approach to the Pearl itself, then you don't want to stop halfway through the portal. That would also be bad. Like if you stopped halfway between the portal, between the Pearl and the Ether, you could do something like carve the train in half. So slowing down is not an option. 20. Yeah, you are able to find enough knowledge to help you as you quickly study up. We're talking about you cast a spell and you're studying this blur of manuals and instructions. You're like, and you're trying to like get just enough knowledge before doing a thing. That's funny. When you've got 12 seconds, what do? I read a book real quick. That is such a professor panic mode. That is hilarious. You're like, okay, I think I know how. You drop this manual that's still filling with all sorts of information and like sketches being drawn and now you're panicking. You're pushing buttons and pulling levers. And
I'm gonna double check his work and see if my understanding of the arcane nature of this and my ability to use magical things
okay.
Helps.
Are you aiding?
I am not aiding. I'm going to make my own decision on this one.
Okay.
And see if I have a better idea.
Give me 2 checks.
Sure. I'm going
one
to...
each.
Is this the UMD check to operate it?
This could be UMD, knowledge, engineering, or knowledge arcana.
+2 for having 5 ranks in one of the other things.
Yep.
Do I get the bonus, any bonus for having looked at that book?
Sure. +2.
So I'm going to bardic knowledge that and pull a 35.
24 for me.
Okay. What the professor is doing is dangerous. It'll work, but it's more dangerous than doing the proper procedure.
Not quite right, Professor.
Oh, what? Oh. I'll say, turning and looking at her.
You guys
It'll work.
you guys are in the middle of the train, and you could feel the whole train kind of like tilting to a side.
Well, for my sake, please do something.
And there's a screech from the wheels.
Can I adjust it just slightly?
Yeah, definitely.
With your 35, the professor, you're lucky that he didn't fail, because otherwise you guys would be trying to do something completely different. But yeah, you're able to come in and sort of optimize you slow it down just a little bit more, and there's some stabilizers, like advanced features that you didn't know how to operate quite yet, and yeah, you kind of have to, like, as you're slowing down, sort of like a clutch in a
Steer and gear.
yeah.
And you've got to time it just right.
And with the 30, oh yeah, it's smooth sailing. It's like she's done this before. You guys barely have a moment to like wipe your brows and congratulate each other when the final thing you see on the view screen, and it's way ahead, there's this circle, and it's different than the rest of the circles that you've been staring at. This one's flashing silver.
I see the portal. Is that dwarf awake yet? I'll
I wonder if we need to do anything to activate it.
I'll spell recall page-bound epiphany and consult the manual on how to open the.
Okay. He said that you'd have enough time to get to the front, so you have actually a full minute before you reach the portal.
Okay. I will study it.
There's now a little button going deep, 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 deep. There's some like, what does that mean? It's a red button. It's like a red flashing thing.
I'll go wake his ass up.
Okay.
24. Looking through the book.
Yeah. If you don't open the portal, you're gonna hit a brick wall.
We
We're
need to.
approaching the portal.
Yeah, alright. Hey, who put me to bed?
Gravity. Get the fuck out here. I yell from the next door.
The
Yeah.
ranger.
Okay. Oh, my head. You got any of that coffee left?
He starts scratching himself, looking around. He doesn't look like he's in very much concern. The professor hours going, "Ah!" and trying to read from these like uber quick manuals to get some insight. Yeah, that button is telling you, that red flasher is telling you that the portal is not fucking open.
How do we open it? Quick!
Well, you gotta push the button there and say the command word.
What's the command word?
You didn't learn it from the old man?
What old man?
Old man's dead, my friend. You're the old man now.
Oh, it's gotta be one of 3 of them.
The dwarf starts saying command words. he's pushing a button that says a command word, pushes a button that says a command word, pushes a button that says a command word.
Fuck, they must have changed it on me. There's a code book here somewhere.
I will, I guess, spell recall one more time and ask what the command word is.
Yep.
See if they wrote it down anywhere in this train.
Makaram, spit up that little book that I asked you to eat.
Okay.
It's not in that, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. He scribbles it down in the Book of Ayun.
Wonderful. There you go.
Okay,
It's all drippy. All right. Blah, blah.
he flips the page, and you can see that there are like, it's like a little holy book, and then on each page there are a bunch of letters that are circled. Like he turned the pages of the holy book into command words and he's going through.
Right there.
Okay, you've eaten up 5 rounds now. You are 5 rounds away from the train hitting a brick wall.
I'll put my hand on the emergency stop lever.
Okay. You're like, it's
and
really close.
ride it to the last minute.
Alright. Yeah.
Wait. Fuck. Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
That's Song's action.
Let's see what percentage into the book the command word is today. It is 63% into the book. Okay, so he's getting through like 4 or 5 command words around.
I'll spend a couple of seconds looking through my notes again, casting a spell, trying to ask what today's command word is. Arcana, knowledge check 29.
Okay, you're like, what day is today? Which day is today? There's some calendar. You're like, start here, but there's a bunch of others that we need to start. He starts reading them. Okay, let's see. There are, in that kind of swath of the book, there are 10. It's the 9th one on the 10th one, so you guys are now 4 rounds away. He says about 5 command words. You're 3 rounds away. He says about 5 command words, and then finally, the portal opens, and this little light just goes like it turns off, and there's a silvery open pool.
There we go. Got it.
I was planning to pull the lever at 2 rounds.
The emergency stop. Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
we're gonna get to the clickety clacks.
you guys are all shooting the dwarf like absolute stink eye. Like you got so close to
I'm
this.
not. I'm high as fuck. I don't care.
Sounds like, oh, that looks pretty. As you guys pass through the portal, you return to the beauty and majesty of Grand Station. These train rails are these train tracks are suspended on like wooden beams and that sort of thing, but they're like high suspension wooden beams. This is beautiful sight as you go steaming in. The dwarf is there, he's sort of awake, and he helps you slow down the train like pretty rapidly because 100 miles an hour on old school train tracks is clipping at a good pace. And pretty soon you are zooming in from the clouds towards the mountains. You catch view of some of the beautiful palaces that belong to the sovereignty, and then begin to slowly descend into the madhouse that has become Grand Station.
Oh yeah, we've been gone for so long.
You can see that there are a couple places where you're like, yeah, there probably shouldn't be fires there, or ooh, that looks kind of bad. And you thought you saw some people running around in the street acting crazy, and you get into Grand Station, and there doesn't seem to be any traffic here whatsoever. And slowly...
Just to clarify, what are we seeing this through?
Portals. There are portals along the side.
Of the
train. Yep. And then you also see like this almost like 1980s digitized screen of the train as you're going through, and eventually the train slowly comes to a stop, and there's sort of an exhalation of steam. and you have reached the station, Grand Station.
I will slowly lift my hands from the controls. I think we made it.
We need a name for tonight's game.
Crazy Train.
I was going there too.
Crazy Train. Nice. Matt, Luke, Neil, and Gene. And let me figure out some XP before I let you guys go.
I think that's level. We were really close last game.
You guys were, yeah. Did I not put the XP chart in the... No, not yet. Okay. How close are you?
We were pretty close. Last game, we had almost had it. I think we were just a few...
It's a few thousand, I think.
Yeah, I think a couple of grand away.
Alright, so tonight you beat up the doctor.
And then murdered him.
What's that?
And then
You defeated the doctor, you, there was a complication, and the complication was the marshal, who was actually quite strong even though he was diseased, came around. You then
defeated those two guards.
I gave you the guard XP last game.
Okay.
There were a couple of role-playing encounters with some minor NPCs.
We solved what the doctor was doing on the train? I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, that's worth some XP. You got to the bottom of his stuff.
Yeah.
Then you...
Branded Zarasa Androki?
Yep, I got
How do you pronounce it?
I got XP for him. I'd have to look at the name.
We
Where is he?
talked our way out of fighting those four guards.
Yeah,
That's a role
true.
playing.
Yep. I got those. The four guards, yeah, definitely defeating them with non-combat. Basically, you cause them to stand down and go elsewhere.
Fed Mockernom.
Yeah.
There was some fun role-playing with Mockernom. I'm going to give you some XP for that. And then you...
Didn't crash the train.
yeah, there was a CR-15 use magic device, which is kind of like that level. And then the CR-20 was actually a really hard one. And then finally the learning the command word and how this works.
Yeah, and not smash it into the wall.
Looks like you guys get...
What are we, level 8 or 9?
You guys are at...
Hey, let's just call it an even 10.
Yeah, alright.
You guys have 113,500. You guys got 2,500 tonight. So that is 116,000, which means that you guys have... When you slept that evening, we'll say that you guys have your 8th level.
Woo! Oh, hell yeah. Oh my god, can anybody get teleport or whatever the hell it's called yet?
Dimension door?
No, we have a dimension door. We need the one.
No,
Is that what's called in Pathfinder too?
What's that?
Dimension door?
Yeah.
Okay, because goddamn that spell.
There is on my character sheet. I got disease exposure at some point, and I made one successful save.
Yes.
If that wasn't enough, we should figure out what that means for.
No, it was enough.
Okay.
You can take that off. Let's see. Disease exposures tonight.
The stab by the syringe was technically the last game.
Yep, I already made you roll your fort save for that, so that actually, whether it's Mockernom sucking the juice out of your leg, or your doctoring, or just being lucky, or there being nothing on the syringe, you're fine.
I attribute it to Mockernom.
Yep. I will make a note to roll for the disease contacts for Mockernom, but that's going to happen I guess some of them do happen today. So let's see if Makronam's sneezing.
He literally doesn't have blood.
Yes, he
Or
does.
eyes.
Yes, he does.
Where?
He's got all sorts of ick. All right, he's an aberration. We'll say that he's got a +2 because it's not. You were kind of right in that it's not quite him. 6 saving throws, however.
Who plays with that wheel, Matt? You or the cat?
Oh, look at those
Jack-
rolls!
Jasper just had a wonderful big run in it, and then wandered off the moment I turned the camera on. So.
Yeah. Makronam is sick. He has the blood veil.
No. Wait, how the fuck is that even possible? Well, I mean, so if magic creatures can get sick, then what's his face? Frilled Sprite should also get.
No, there was nothing wrong with the meat you fed him.
Okay.
The guy who was going all panicky wasn't sick either.
Okay. Was he literally the only one cooking?
He was the only one cooking.
Wow.
They didn't on this run. They for whatever reason they had a skeleton crew,
And not many passengers.
and not many passengers yet.
But even still, like.
This is going to be fun for Neil next game to figure out sort of what do we do with our beloved bag.
Right, and then like he rides on Zephyros, so Zephyros might have to start making.
Yeah, he's going to start. Yeah.
Walking on 6, if you're 6, sure.
Well, Zephyros is also like massive. I don't know what his fort save is though. Let's see.
He's strong.
Pretty good.
His fort save is the same as Makronam, so if Makronam can fail, he can definitely fail. So yeah, we'll have to roleplay that one next game, and Makronam will probably start to show signs of the blood veil because the blood veil is nasty.
And Storm has, like, no idea how to cure a bag.
Yeah, like his anatomy is an alien. Like you saying, how the fuck does he even have blood? Yes, he's an aberration. He is like a completely alien creature. However, he can eat, and he has metabolism. He has hit points. He has a con score.
If he poops, he probably just poops into another dimension.
Right, he poops into another dimension. He's got eyes when he wants to. He's got slime. You know, like completely aberrant. So yeah.
All right,
Pleasant.
I am going to log off.
All right, crazy train, and now you guys are back at Grand Station. This is pretty cool.
Nice.
Because things are going a little sideways here, and
It's just how we like it,
right.
because we're a bunch of jerks.
GG guys, stay safe. Wash your hands and
Marty,
yeah.
what's the process for leveling? Like choosing spells? How do we have procedure for that?
So either we can meet offline to do that, or I can fill out your level up and leave your decisions. If you want to meet, look for 2 spells. I'm not sure what spells you get this level, but
Yeah, well, I mean, I can look up basics like that. Like what,
Yep.
what the ranger gets at
level 8, you need to figure out which ability score you want to increase by 1.
There's also second favorite terrain.
Yeah, that there should be a list in the ranger section about what all the favorite terrains are.
Hey,
Yeah, no, I know. Good night, man.
Okay, yeah. So I can do the updates and then highlight the things that are decision points. Is that a good thing?
Let's do this. Let's plan on a time. It really doesn't even have to be nighttime for me. Or I mean, it doesn't have to be an evening. It can be during the day, where we actually go through it, because I want to see like how you do it, just for me to learn better about the system.
Yeah, let's have a beer over VC and level a character. Okay, not tonight though.
Yeah, no, not tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, just email me when it's good for you. Sometime
Right. Have a good night. I'm ending the stream. Thanks, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as we do. Peace.
Bye.